Can you bounce with me? All my homies, can you bounce with me? All my ladies, can you bounce with me? Chevrolet, can you bounce with me? Can you bounce with me? All my homies, can you bounce with me? And all my ladies, can you bounce with me? Chevrolet, can you bounce with me? Make room for the boom, zoom, zoom, zoom. Big block Chevy, barely any fumes. Engine is in tune as we cruise up the block, bouncing like a car with no shocks. Drop down the top and let the wind blow, and bob your head to this 92 tempo. Left hand on the steering wheel, right hand on the inner thigh, trying to cop a feel. I ain't looking in the rear view. Shifted out of first into gear 2. Hold on while I smash on the gas, pedal to the metal, pumping up the bass and the treble. I'm riding like a rebel, like I'm UNLV. Vogue tires, triple GOLDs. I got to keep it G as can be while we ride in my 3 on the tree. What you know about that? Bounce, bounce, dip, dip. Me and my main chick riding in the old school whip. Bounce, 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 dip, dip. Me and my main chick flossing in the old school whip, baby. Bounce, 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 bounce. I'm talking old school with no power steering. I got my main chick with the big hoop earrings. She's pretty and demure, young but mature. Bench seat with velour. It's so plush, dash with no dust. Clear coat shining, paint with no rust. No Teslas and no EVs. Only riding cars that play tapes and CDs. It's not old, it's a classic. Mr. Bombastic, dipping through the traffic. My chicks look better than my whips, and I bet you they can all drive a stick. Get it? Get it? And I admit it, I love the feet. I'm talking chrome on the wheels and red on her heels. Inside, outside, spotless. My cars and my girls when I ride, topless. Bounce, bounce, dip, dip. Me and my main chick riding in the old school whip. Bounce, 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 dip, dip. Me and my main chick flossing in the old school whip. Bounce, 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 and dip, dip. Right round, top down, that's some G shit. Bounce, bounce, and dip, dip. Pretty girl on my hip, that's some G shit. Bounce, bounce, and dip, dip. 6'4" Impala, that's some G shit. Bounce, bounce, and dip, dip. Hitting switches on you bitches, that's some G shit. Bounce, bounce, dip, dip. Me and my main chick riding in the old school whip. Bounce, 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 dip, dip. Me and my main chick flossing in the old school whip, baby. Bounce, 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 bounce. Give me y'all something y'all can bounce to. Know what I'm saying? It's for all my dippers, slippers, and slides. Something you can bend the corner to, you know what I'm saying? Talking about all the way from Crenshaw to Las Vegas Boulevard to my hometown, D-Town, 8 Mile. I wanna see y'all bounce. You know how we do it. 7X Perfection Productions.